Hi, my name is Katie Nardi, and I'm in Rosemary's storytelling class, and today I'm retelling the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, in a cottage in the middle of the woods, there lived a poor old widow and her son named Jack. The widow and Jack were very little on food and didn't have much to drink for water. One day, their cow, called Milky White, stopped producing milk. The widow had no other choice than to talk to Jack about selling the cow at the market. Jack said to his mother, "But mother, I love Milky White." But the poor old widow said to Jack, "But Jack, we need food, and we have to do what we have to do." So Jack picked up the reins from old Milky White and slowly started walking him to the market. Jack was very sad to lose his cow, so he walked slowly and slowly, until Jack and Milky White were approached by an old man. Jack had never seen the old man before, but the old man said to Jack, "Why, hello there, son. What are you doing walking with your cow?" Jack said to the old man, "My mother and I need to go to the market to sell the cow for money." But the old man stopped Jack and said, "Well, wait a minute, Jack. I might have something that can help." And he took out of his pocket 5 magic beans. Jack looked at the beans and looked at the old man and didn't know what to do. The old man decided to convince Jack to sell the cow for the beans. After a while, Jack thought about it and realized, some beans might be fun and they might make Mother happy. So Jack decided to take the beans and exchange the cow to the old man. And home Jack ran with the beans in hand. And once he got home, Jack approached his mother, slightly out of breath, giving the beans to her, saying, "Mother, here's what I've got for the cow. They're 5 magic beans." His mother was not excited. She took the beans and threw them out of the window and said to Jack, "Jack, what have you done? Now we have nothing to sell, nothing to eat, and no money." Jack looked down at the ground, and he was really sad about what he did. But Mother, still very angry, sent Jack to bed without dinner for the night. The next morning, when Jack awoke, he looked out his window and saw something quite peculiar. He looked up, and he realized that this was a beanstalk that went all the way up to the sky and into the clouds. Jack had no idea what to do, so he quickly got dressed and ran outside, looked at the ground at the beanstalk, looked up and decided it might be worth it to take a climb. So Jack ran up the beanstalk as fast as he could, climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing up into the sky. And when he got there, he approached these big, big doors. All of a sudden, Jack pushed and the door opened. So he ran in, and as Jack enters into this castle, he realizes that he hears some big thumping. Jack runs and hides under the table to try to get away from the noise he hears. And all of a sudden he hears, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." Jack, slightly scared of this scenario, still hiding under the table. He stays under the table until the giant is done counting his money and heads off to bed for the night, very tired. Once Jack hears the old man sleeping, he decides to crawl out from under the table, climb to the top, and at the top of the table, he sees the gold coins that the giant has left on the table. So Jack runs and grabs as many coins as he can, scampers back down the legs of the table, runs out the door, makes it to the beanstalk, climbs all the way back down the beanstalk, and heads straight into the house to his mother, saying, "Mom, look what I've got! Gold coins!" His mother, ecstatic as ever, thinks that she and Jack are going to make it now. They have the money to go buy food and to be okay. Jack's very excited, but he's starting to get a little greedy. So the next morning, Jack runs outside and the beanstalk is still intact. So Jack decides to climb back up the beanstalk. And then, once he gets into the giant's house this time, he hides into the closet to get away from the giant. But in the closet, Jack finds a peculiar-looking hen. This doesn't look like any old hen, and this hen has magic powers. Jack had heard the giant say before to the hen, "Abracadabra," and out popped a golden egg. So this time, Jack decides to grab the hen with him, sneak out of the closet, making sure not to upset the giant, and run back to the beanstalk, scamper back down the beanstalk with the hen in hand, ran up to Mother and said, "Mother, look what I have for you this time. It's not just any hen, it's a hen that lays golden eggs." His mother was still excited, but wondered where Jack kept getting all these magical things. But his mother took the hen happily and kept it in the house. The next morning, Jack decided he really, really wanted to climb back up the beanstalk. So he got dressed before Mother was awake and ran outside, scampered back up the beanstalk, ran inside the house of the castle, still trying to hide from the giant. And all of a sudden, he sees the giant at the table playing with his harp. Now this harp is a special harp. It's a golden harp. And the giant isn't playing it, but there's music. So Jack, still hiding from the giant, realizes that this is a magic harp and it has special powers. When the giant heads to sleep that night, Jack runs up to the table and grabs the harp. And as he's grabbing the harp, the giant comes back out of his bedroom and sees Jack stealing it. He has nowhere to go. So Jack grabs the golden harp and runs out of the castle doors. But this time, the giant is following him. Jack makes it to the beanstalk, but the giant is close behind. As Jack crawls and crawls and crawls down the beanstalk with the harp, he looks up to see that the giant is still following him. As Jack gets down the beanstalk, he quickly gives the harp to his mother and grabs his axe. He starts chopping and chopping and chopping at the beanstalk. It's taking forever to come down. But finally, with one last chop, the beanstalk falls to the ground, and Jack and his mother watch as the giant falls to his death. So now Jack realizes there's no more beanstalk, and the giant is no longer a problem. Jack's mother is not very happy with how the situation worked out, but she is quite thrilled to see the harp. Finally, Jack and his mother have enough riches to live their life happily, to have food and water, and a hen that lays golden eggs. And the end. Thank you.